Well, all right, Coach. Well, it took you 300 wins to get here to do a postgame, but here we are.
Here we are.
So I'll tell you what, it's, 300 wins, 17 years. It's a lot of basketball, a lot of time in the gym. What are you feeling right now?
A lot of gratitude to all the players, all the coaches who have been a part of this program over the years, who have really believed in sort of the dream we had here. Have worked every single day to try to get an inch closer to it, and I'm just filled with joy, very, very grateful for this place called Smith and all the amazing people that are here.
Yeah. And so over the years, there have been many, many great, wonderful moments across these 300 wins. Can you talk a little bit about, some of those moments that you feel were signature events and sort of building the culture of this team?
Yeah, I think it started with, my first team who made the playoffs, right? We hadn't done that in a long time. And then it's like the team that, gets to the NEWMAC championship. And then from there, it's, continuing to build. Like, how many years can you get to the NEWMAC championship? How many times can you win it? How many times in a row can you win it? What's the run like in the NCAA tournament? We had a heartbreaking loss a couple years ago at Wisconsin Whitewater that we all felt for a long time. And, it's having the perspective that we probably needed that experience to be able to get to a Final Four, which we did the next year. So, there's a lot of special teams, a lot of special individuals, and I'm certainly getting the credit here for the 300 wins. But let me tell you, there's a lot of assistants who have worked with me every single day who, really deserve a lot of that credit and love.
So let's talk a little bit about the sequence of getting ready for a game, right? So this game ends. You've got a big game coming up. Just walk us through how you prepare.
Yeah, it's a lot of film. It's understanding our opponent. It's seeing what other teams have done that have worked. It's figuring out what we can apply to our team. That is a strength of ours. And then once the coaches kind of come up with our plan, then it's teaching it to the team. And, everybody learns a little bit differently, so we try to be really thorough in terms of how we share the knowledge, both in terms of, film, on-court prep, written prep. But we're pretty thorough in terms of, that process. And I think any player who comes here has to have a little bit of endurance in terms of, how we prepare and sort of what the expectation is with that. But, it's proved to give us a lot of opportunities, and, I'll take our chances if we're in the game at the end, and we can have great players make plays, right? So that's our job as coaches, is try to put us in a position to, have the fabulous players make the plays.
And so, just to sort of think, because I get to hear you talk about the, meticulous game preparation that you do, and how you try to respond to each and every team, and how you've got to teach each and every practice to get everybody ready for the game. And, when you think about the work that goes in, what's pivotal in terms of getting them ready for Tufts or getting them ready for MIT? What are you really focusing on?
Well, I think it's a couple things. I think it's getting the team to buy into the game plan. So there's a little bit of sharing the vision of why we're doing it. And then, I would say it's coming up with a game plan is it's a grind. It's a grind to cover the amount of film that we cover and try to figure out what we think is the best thing to do. But I feel like the routine is what we have done here over the years. The staff is incredible with it. Coach Kat, Coach Jen, Coach Kate. And, I think our players just believe in what we do. And, that's a big part of it, right? The belief that, when you go into a game, you have the skills and tools to compete every single day. And hopefully the coaching staff is putting you in a position to do that.
When you took over the Smith program, you really had a build, and I think there were skeptics that said, "Hey, how could you have an elite, basketball program at Smith College?" And when you think about where you are now, what are some of the kind of insights or lessons that you've had that have been able to explain why this has become really one of the premier programs in the entire country?
Well, I think anybody who joins our program has to have a little bit of an edge. Like our coaching staff is edgy. Like we're hungry for more every single year. We believe in ourselves. We own our success. And we work hard. Nothing is given. Everything is earned, right? And so every win we get, every loss we learn from, but there's just an overlying sort of drive for more. And those are who we seek, when we go out to create the team every year. I have to give this particular team a lot of credit that's playing this year, the amount of individuals, outside film. Outside of what we already demand. They're just thirsting for how we can continue to get better. And February is a big month. It always is. It's a playoff month. You're gonna be playing your best. You got to build to that, and hopefully we're a game or two in, and we got to kind of keep focused on the climb through February, right?
Yeah, so this is getting ready for what's coming next. So let's just sort of one last question here. When I think about you as a coach, I think about you as an exceptional teacher, a tremendous recruiter, and I also think about you as someone who's an extraordinary leader, and trying to infuse lessons of leadership in life and in basketball, and using the court as your classroom. And can you say a little bit about how you try to build the leadership muscle among your players and try and build a sense of shared kind of commitment and accountability in your program?
Yeah, I think leadership is really important. And the better your veteran leaders are in a program, the more success you're going to have. So it's worth the investment. You put it in and you get it out at the end. But I think, in particular for our group, it's focused around communication, competitiveness, a genuine care for each other, a celebrating of each other, and a boldness, to push ourselves to something that maybe others don't believe, but we believe, right? And we're willing to work for it. And I think that's the other part. It's, it's great to have these sort of visionary goals, but, it doesn't happen unless you have a plan to make it happen. And every single day you're kind of chipping away at that plan. So I think the leadership piece of it is about your veterans, carrying the load and, being great advocates of the program, but also great supporters of the younger players who are part of it, kind of show them the way. And hopefully it just sort of works in a cycle for you. At least that's the goal. But, I'm proud of this group. I'm proud of all the teams I've had. I don't think we've ever shied away from a challenge. And I love the competitive energy, which is, brought about by the senior group every year, and, I think that's something I will always treasure. And I think about the 300 wins. It's about how competitive our teams have been, whether we win or lose, right? It's the ability to really step up in the moment and go for it.
Well, Coach, I tell you, you've been very humble about the 300 wins, both in our prior conversations and then today. And I just want to, make sure that everybody understands it's a truly sensational, legendary, accomplishment for you, for Smith College, for the program. And, the signature moment for me was towards the end of the game where things got a little scratchy. You immediately called timeout. You reset. Your attention to detail, your commitment to use every moment as a teachable moment, your ability to take care of your team, both on the court, outside the court, to build a culture of caring. I think that's how I understand, my view of the program. And Smith College is very lucky to be able to celebrate with you these 300 wins. So thank you very much, Coach.
I appreciate it, Sam. I will also just, make sure I give a shout out to the assistants I've had over the years. A lot of them are head coaches now, doing their own thing and having a lot of, their own journey. But it's really, it's special to share a season with people that you go to work with every single day and you trust and you have a great amount of admiration for. And I just feel very lucky. I've found those people every year, and they make the journey like so fulfilling for me. So, you know, I 300 is really a shared goal from a bunch of really special coaches I've had coach here with me.
Well, thank you for all the great thrills and the wonderful treat that you bring to this gym. And I will say that winning 300 games at the historic Sandra Berenson Gymnasium makes it even more special. All right, Coach, I know your team's waiting for you. Thank you so much. Congratulations again.
Yeah, thanks for all you do too, Sam.
Yep.
Appreciate it.